just one wish, a whole hatful, Mary. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm gonna see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. Then I'm coming back here and go to college and see what they know. Then I'm gonna build things. I'm gonna build airfields. I'm gonna build skyscrapers 100 stories high. I'm gonna build bridges a mile long, and then I'm gonna... Hey, what, are you gonna throw a rock? Well, he didn't save enough money to send Harry to school, let alone me. But he did help a few people get out of your slums, Mr. Potter, and what's wrong with that? Why, Harry, you're all businessmen here. Doesn't it make them better citizens? Doesn't it make them better customers? You said, what'd you say just a minute ago? They had to wait until they had to wait and save their money before they even thought of a decent home? Wait for what? Till their children grow up and leave them? Till they're so old and broken down that they... Do you know how long it takes a working man to save $5,000? Just remember this, Mr. Potter, that this rabble you're talking about, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community. Was it too much to have work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be. Now you listen to me, Mary. I don't want any plastics, and I don't want any job. I don't want to get married ever to anyone. You understand that? I want to do what I want to do, and you're not going to... Oh, Mary, I love you. God. Oh, God. Dear Father in heaven. I'm not a praying man, but if you're up there and you can hear me, show me the way. I'm at the end of my rope. Show me the way, God. Sir, if I could accomplish this mission, might I perhaps win my wings? I've been waiting over 200 years now, and people are beginning to talk. Every man on that transport died. Harry wasn't there to save them because you weren't there to save Harry. You see, George, you really had a wonderful life. Don't you see what a mistake it would be to throw it away? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I feel so good I could spit in Potter's eye. I think I will. What do you say? Maybe I should go home. If you just point me in the right direction. Oh, that way, huh? Okay, old building and loan pal. See you later. I'm all right. Oh, this is a pickle, George. All I know is the bank called out loan. I had to hand out all our cash, every last cent of it. And then I got scared, George, and I closed the doors. The money, the 8,000, I don't know. I was going to deposit it, and then I went to the bank. I didn't have it. I'm so sorry, George. I just don't know what happened. I'm no good to you, George. I'm no good. I've gone over the whole house, even in rooms that have been locked ever since I lost your Aunt Laura. I can't think anymore, George. I can't think. It hurts. I have a big deal coming up that's gonna make us all rich. George, you remember that night at Martini's bar when you told me about making plastics out of soybeans? Well, my father's checked into it, George, see? And now he's gonna build a factory outside of Rochester. How do you like that? George, there's a rumor around town that you've closed your doors. Is that true? Do you need any police? Mobs can get pretty ugly sometimes, you know. Now, George, I'm going all out to help in this crisis. I've just guaranteed the bank sufficient funds to meet their needs. They'll close for a week and then reopen. I may lose a fortune, but I'm willing to guarantee your people too. Just tell them to bring their shares over here and I will pay 50 cents on the dollar. If you close your doors before 6 p.m., you will never reopen. Now, if you were some ordinary yokel, I would say you were doing fine. But George Bailey is intelligent, ambitious. He hates the building and loan almost as much as I do. He's been dying to get out of town ever since he was born. A young man, the smartest one of the crowd, mind you, who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Trapped into frittering his life away, playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic eaters. Do I paint a correct picture, George, or do I exaggerate? You hear that, Mr. Bailey? I own this house. Me, Giuseppe Martini. I own my own house. No more we live like a pigs in Potter's Field.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought